Hello, my name is Donna Bellamy, and I'm the author of Raising Happy Hearts, and I'm the mother of 6. And today I just want to remind you that motherhood is a high calling, that after your ministry to your husband, that the Lord wants you to minister to your children, to be there for your children, to disciple your children, to raise your children up to be the mighty men and women of God that He destined for them to be. So God wants to remind you that don't be focused on ministry first outside of the home. If you're focused on ministry outside of the home before your family, then that's out of balance. It's really important to make sure that your husband and your children get the first fruits of you, that they get the majority of you. And then once they're squared away and they're cool, then you can look at having a career and having things outside of the family, ministry and whatever else. And I know that it's tempting to be in ministry, because when you're in ministry and you're seen by people, then you get the accolades, you get the recognition, you get those people that see you and just recognize that you're doing a good job and tell you that. Whereas when you're at home and you're ministering to your husband, when you're ministering to your kids, when you are discipling them as unto the Lord, when you're teaching them the word and showing them that God's a good God, keeping the house clean and in order, respecting your husband, serving your husband, doing all those things behind closed doors where no one sees, it's easy to feel like, well, I'm not important. So I'm here to tell you that you're extremely important, that God sees everything that you do within those 4 walls of your home, and you are pleasing to Him, that He is so thankful that you're not chasing, riches and fame and fortune, that you are focused on the true riches that God has entrusted to you, which are your family. And so I just feel this really strong today, because it is just so easy to be blinded by the world and to listen to the things of the world, because you see those people on TV and all these YouTube stars and Instagram famous people these days and what they're doing, and it's so easy to feel like, okay, well, that's what I need to be doing because that's where the money is, that's where the prestige is, all the rest of it. And when you just stayed home with your kids and you're changing the diapers and you're kissing their boo-boos and doing all those things that you do that no one sees, God is just telling me right now that everything that you do unto the least of these, you have done it unto me. Okay? So every time you change a diaper, every time you feed your children, every time you read them the word, every time you show them that God's a good God, it's like you're doing it unto Him. That's how important it is to Him. And so I want you just to be encouraged. Just let all that other stuff go, especially if it's encroaching on your family life. Like, for instance, there was this preacher that I heard of, and he had children, but he was so focused on the Lord and on ministry that even when he was with his kids, he was checked out mentally, because he was meditating on the word and focusing on holy things, because he felt like his children weren't, well, I don't really know what he was thinking, but I guess he thought it was more important to focus on the Lord, because he was having all these great revival conferences and healings and miracles and all the rest of it. So that family ended up falling apart, and he got remarried. And this time he learned from his mistakes, because his first children didn't want anything to do with the Lord, because he's like, if that's what God's like, I don't want Him. So the second family, he actually played with the kids. He spent time with the kids. When he was with his kids, he was present with them. And those children grew up and they loved the Lord, and that was a big difference. And so I just want to encourage you that the highest calling that you have is to love your husband and raise your kids as unto the Lord. And when you get to heaven, you're going to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. And so, a story from my life is when I had 2 kids, they take up, anyone that has kids know, they take up a lot of your time, most of your time. And so I had these 2 little ones, and they were in the bath one day, and, I started to do ministry at my church. I was the second lead over the intercessory prayer meeting, and so I was doing that, but I only could do but so much because I had my children. So I felt like, okay, my children are really tying my hands. I can't really do the work of the Lord because of them. So I think I'll just stop at these 2 kids And then when they grow up, they're not going to need as much as my time, and then I can really do what God wants me to do. And then God spoke to me real quick in that moment. He said, where are the 3 children I called you to raise? And I was like, oh my gosh, my children are my ministry. My children are what God wants me to do. And so I just want to encourage you that your husband and your children are your ministry, and that is what God wants you to do. So I just want to encourage you, do it with excellence, because every time you're serving your husband and you're serving your kids, you're doing it as unto the Lord, and your reward comes from Him. And so I just want to remind you of that today. All right, I love you guys, and if this video blessed you and encouraged you, please like and share it so we can be a blessing to someone else. Please follow me on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. All right, love you guys.